Um, this video is regarding what's going on in the AEW in their women division. I noticed that the women division has always kind of like taken a back burner. And it's sad because they have a group of talented women in the division. It's just sad that that we hardly ever see the women on television. I've always felt like Tony Khan never cared about women's wrestling, and I could tell by the people that he signs, he'll push them and then they disappear for months. And I think that's the problem with when you got so many wrestlers under contract and you're just paying them and just to sit around. And some of those wrestlers don't care in real life. And hey, I ain't knocking. Hey, if I could make 4 million a year or 100 million a year just to sit and do nothing, I would do the same. And the crazy part is that they got a lot of good wrestlers. They got Kira Hogan. A lot of people don't like her, but I've always been a fan of hers. It's sad that she's not getting utilized. I always felt that Abandon or Bondin or whatever her name is. I always thought she had a unique look, but she's not getting utilized. You got shit. You got Jade Cargill, or I think that's her name. She was a good champion. I loved her. She was sexy as fuck, and I thought she did a good job. And I've been hearing that she may not even come back. Uh, Thunder Rosa was a good worker. I thought she did pretty good as a champion. My favorite wrestler out of all of them that I think that has always got the best booking is Sheeta. And but at the same time, they do got a great roster of women, and I just noticed that this guy, he doesn't care about women's wrestling. You could tell, and it reminds me of back in the WWE days when they used to have these women wrestling. It would only last 2 or 3 minutes, and I remember Gail Kim came back a couple years ago, and she said she eliminated herself in the battle royal that they had, and I guess that was kind of like her last uh that last, I guess she kind of had enough of the WWE, because I noticed they didn't use her as well. And it's sad because the women's division deserves better. I think WWE hasn't done a good job the last couple months because we the reality is that there's some women wrestlers that are not getting utilized in the WWE, and it's not their fault because the fucking creative doesn't know how to write a good storylines. You know what I'm saying? I think Exia Lee is a great worker, and I know I'm fucking upset because she's a sexy broad that can legitimately kick ass, and it sucks because they never gave her a proper character, and they've jobbed her out, and they push people that no one gives a fuck about. And I think that's just the problem with wrestling today. And the same thing goes with Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat is doing the women no justice either, and it's just bullshit because you got fucking WB and Ed Boon just basically just fucking just being dirty, just being pieces of shit. I really don't care for females in general, but I do like the women's wrestling. I think that it's unique. I mean, there's a lot of great women workers out there that deserve to be utilized and they deserve to fucking get that platform. And if AEW was smart, they would fucking bank on that. And to basically say that they're the lowest ratings is bullshit because the motherfucker knows how to. That motherfucker has an ego problem because now he's running Ring of Honor down the throat and he's fucking basically destroying it with workers that he feels that are the best. And it's sad, this is a little off subject, but I noticed that ever since Bandino fucking signed with AEW, they just jobbed him out, which makes no sense because it's bullshit. Because he is a good worker and he fucking can go, and it just pisses me off because he fucking pushes guys that I don't give a shit about, like the Ass Boys and fucking the Acclaim and uh just so much bullshit, man. It's sad because wrestling should be fun and it should be enjoyable, but it is what it is. I don't give a fuck at the end of the day, but I just think that the women deserve better.